What's up, everybody? I'm Julisa Contreas. I am an actor, director, playwright, but you can find me as a host on Ladies Who Bronche, my weekly podcast that I host alongside Juan Skittles Ortiz, also one of the creators of the YouTube hit Shit Spanish Girls Say, and this is my artist spotlight. This is the New York Dose. Afro Latina, I already have a hard time being claimed by any group. So either I'm not black enough, to be black, but I'm not Latina enough to be Latina. Even just the way that I sound, people think, oh, you're so well spoken, blah blah blah, and so they accept me into the space in that way. But then when I create my art, I don't move and sound like that nerdy, pinned up, quote-unquote white girl, the voice of the dudes who stand in front of the bodega, of the bodeguero, of I just bring out where I come from. And so it's interesting to see how people always want to sort of mold me to appease, because they think that maybe I'm likely to do that because of the way I sound. But I try to stay as true to my community as possible. And then just being a woman in general, right? You always have somebody who has some sort of pushback. When girls are out here editing and having the camera in their hand, it's almost as though they're not expected to know how to really navigate that world. I want to take more ownership of those parts of the things that I create, because I want to break down some of those stereotypes. It took me until college to discover that I was really a writer, and I loved creating my own stories. One of the things that I'm most proud of was a project that I did with Mighty Shiro Productions. We went into a prison in upstate New York, and we performed the vagina monologues for women who were incarcerated, but included in the cast who were women that were formerly incarcerated at that specific prison. Phase 2 of that project included us interviewing some of the women who had come out already and writing a 10-minute play in their name. So the woman who I got, she was 73 years old. She was locked up for a murder she didn't commit. She served a full 25-year sentence of her life. I was able to write this play, and when we performed it for her, and we performed it, actually one of the actresses from Orange is the New Black played her character. It was so rewarding to see not only her, but all of the women around her who were older, feeling validated. It wasn't about what the crime was and all that juicy stuff. It was really about the core emotion of these women. And I have to say, it's one of the most exciting and rewarding things that I've ever worked on. You have shows that are black shows, The Cosby Show was a big thing, Fresh Prince, right? And those have authentic strands of our lives, but it's still cookie cutter in a way. It's still sort of packaged in a way that's digestible to white audiences as well. And so you get white audiences who fall in love with these black figures and these black families, but they're really not necessarily the most organic and honest. I love shows like Fresh Prince and In Living Color, but I wasn't gonna write like that, and I wasn't going to speak that way. Shit Spanish Girls Say was a really interesting sort of beginning. So I had watched the original Shit Girls Say, and then Shit Black Girls Say came out, and I thought that it was so hilarious. So I said, there must be one for Spanish girls, right? Oh shit, no, nobody's made it yet. That's crazy. And I hit Skittles up, and I hit him up we should actually make it. And so we did it, and we got together with David Zhang, who's a fellow friend of mine and playwright, and Melanie Gonzalez, who Skittles knew from school, and we just made it. We just did it for our friends, really. And then one morning, I remember I had gotten a text from Juan, and he was like, yo, we got featured on VH1. And then it was BuzzFeed, and then just all these other people started sharing it, and then next thing you know, it's officially a viral hit. How the did we just write a viral video? It really just came from our hearts. It was a lot of fun, and everything that we got to do after that, from being nominated for a Telemundo award to, Skittles' channel sort of blowing up even more, and then he was creating more content for himself, and now he has over 20,000 plus subscribers. We're kind of the odd couple, but it works, and on the podcast, it still has that same flavor. So Ladies Who Bronche really came from a place of wanting to have a voice like ours in the podcast space. For me, what being a lady is has one definition, but Skittles, right? Taking ownership of the word lady in a different way in that same space. We have very different experiences and really important perspectives. It's wonderful to have podcasts and speak to celebrities all the time, but they get multiple platforms. What about the people who are our voters, who are our teachers, who are our doctors, you know, our everyday citizens, our neighbors even, that we don't, you know, speak to, we don't take the time to kiki. And so the idea of Ladies Who Bronche in terms of the title came from a song called Ladies Who Lunch, that's a Broadway song. And in the song, she sort of cheering to the ladies who are unconventional, who don't follow the rules, who aren't high society. We're very authentic, and you know, we happen to love brunch, and we're a mad Latina, so bronche, right? You know, it's been a really exciting journey, and we're growing our audience, and I can't wait to see how it continues to evolve. And through my podcast, I want to be able to pose a question to my community and physically hand a mic to them and allow for them to speak for themselves, that the people who I want you to hear have something to offer that's meaningful. And so I just want to create a stage for myself to create stages for others.